Your philosophy of life isn't just what you believe, it's what quietly determines the reality you live in every day. Think about a moment when something went wrong. You sent a message and got no reply. One person feels rejected and spirals. Another assumes the other person is busy and moves on. A third sees it as a cue to follow up directly. Same event, three different realities. What changed wasn't the facts, it was the lens. That lens is your philosophy of life. Not a quote you like, not a manifesto you wrote, but the quiet set of assumptions you carry about what matters, what people are like, what failure means, and what you're allowed to expect from the world. It works like an operating system. You don't see it, but it sets defaults. It decides what counts as a problem, what deserves attention, and how you respond when things don't go as planned. This doesn't mean your philosophy bends physics or erases consequences. Gravity still works, bills still exist, other people still make their own choices. What it shapes is your experienced reality, and through that, the actions you take, which then shape the life you actually end up living. It helps to separate two kinds of reality. First, there's objective reality. Facts, constraints, and events that don't care what you believe. Then there's subjective reality, what life feels like from the inside. Threat or challenge, meaningful or pointless, hopeful or doomed. Your philosophy directly shapes the second and indirectly shapes the first through behavior. Here's the core mechanism, and it runs as a loop. You start with a worldview. That worldview guides what you notice and what you ignore. What you notice gets interpreted. Interpretations trigger emotions and body states. Those states drive action or avoidance. Actions produce consequences, and those consequences feed back, reinforcing the original worldview. Run that loop long enough and it stops feeling like a belief and starts feeling like just how life is. This is why philosophy shows up in perception. Attention is limited. If you believe the world is hostile, your attention scans for danger. If you believe growth matters, you notice feedback and opportunity. Ambiguous situations tilt toward what you already expect. Over time, memory joins the loop. You remember the evidence that fits your philosophy more clearly than what contradicts it, which makes the philosophy feel proven. Meaning is where the divergence really becomes obvious. Take the same event like losing a job. A Stoic lens says, focus on what you control and protect your character. An existential lens says, this is painful, but meaning comes from what I choose next. A status-driven lens says, this proves I'm failing and unsafe. A mindfulness lens says, suffering grows when I cling, so respond without spiraling. The layoff doesn't change, the lived reality does, dramatically. These interpretations don't just live in your head, they live in your body. Repeated threat interpretations keep your stress response switched on. Challenge interpretations invite engagement and problem solving. Over time, this affects sleep, anxiety, energy, and motivation. Beliefs feel real because they are wired into emotion and physiology. Philosophy also sets priorities. Every value creates trade-offs. Growth trades comfort for learning. Security trades possibility for stability. Service trades autonomy for contribution. None of these are universally correct, but each one, practiced daily, builds a different life. This is where self-fulfilling prophecies come in. Believe people don't like you, act guarded, get distance back, and the belief hardens. Believe you can improve, practice longer, see progress, and the belief strengthens. Evidence is being generated, but by behavior shaped by philosophy. The crucial point is that these systems are learned, reinforced, and revisable. Not instantly, not by affirmations, but through small experiments. Notice your assumptions, track the loop for a few real moments, change one interpretation or one behavior, let new consequences appear, new evidence updates the philosophy. Your philosophy of life is already shaping your reality. The question is whether it's doing so by accident or by design. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe for more.